Happy Thursday. We are live today, and I would love to hear from you. If you are live with me, please let's chat. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to add comments as well. I always read them and respond. So this is our time to talk about scrapbooking and for you to get your questions answered. So let's talk. There we go. Just wanted to give you that quick little intro and let you know where you can find me. If you have questions or if you just want to see more, I did find this cute little meme about crafters and what crafters want, and I put it on my Facebook page. So if you haven't been there, hop over to Facebook and look for Make Sweet Memories, and you can see it yourself. But it was really cute. It said something like, what crafters want? Crafters want more money for crafts. Crafters want friends who craft. Crafters want a room to craft. They want a spouse that doesn't mind if they buy craft supplies. Anyway, it just kind of went on. And my feelings exactly when it comes to that. So take a look over at Facebook and like and follow me there. That is where I put up all the information from Creative Memories. So if there's a sale or a promotion or something special is going on, that's where you will hear about it. Every 2 weeks, Creative Memories puts out new product, and they will send us little graphics. And so I will put those up every 2 weeks, and that's on a Friday. That always comes out to us on Friday. So check every Friday afternoon. See if there's anything new there, because the new product always launches on Monday. And I've had people say, oh, I didn't know and I didn't check, and I went ahead and placed an order, which is fine. But then they may see something that they really wanted that was coming out on Monday, and they didn't want to pay shipping twice. So this is your lucky week if you're one of those people that doesn't like to pay shipping. It's free shipping with an $80 order from Creative Memories this week. And let me put that up here so that you can see it for a minute. Free shipping, it's everybody's favorite thing, right? Creative Memories really is very competitive with their shipping rates. If you've ever shipped something, you know how expensive that can be. But for any order under $150, no matter what it weighs, Creative Memories will only charge you $8.95 for shipping. But this week, it's free shipping with an $80 order. And you know, those punches and tools can get kind of heavy. And if you were to try to ship that on your own, you will see that $8.95 really is a very good deal. But I just wanted you to know where the shipping threshold is. If you order $151, then it will go up to $14.95. But this week, you don't have to worry about it. That's the happy news. That is on until September 6th, the morning of September 6th. So just wanted you to know that. And if you don't have an advisor, I would love to be yours. And I do offer some special perks for my customers on Facebook. We have a special Facebook customer group where I put in a few little extra things, or we have some challenges. People post their pages so you can see lots of different layouts, that kind of thing. But one of the perks once you're in that group is just, we have a page challenge to encourage people to get lots of pages done. I love creating pages, but I also have projects that need to get done. And so I feel like I'm kind of the happy medium. I like color and I like playing with the tools a little bit, but less is more. I'd like to get more pages done. And so I encourage my customers to do that. And the last 2 years, we've had a page challenge. And this year, for the year of 2024, the page challenge is, if you complete 224 pages and you purchase at least $224 from me in product, which you will need to complete 224 pages, then at the end of the year or whenever you complete that, I will order you a new cover set of your choice for your next project. So it's kind of a little perk doing what you really do want to do. It averages out to be about 20 pages a month. If you're going from January to November, we just kind of take out December because it's a busy month, but you can spread that out however you want to. And 224 pages sounds like a lot, and it is, but it really is very doable. Last year, Kate Hamilton did it in November, and this year she's on track with 184 completed pages, and it's just August. So she will likely finish before she did last year and be able to claim another album. I also have a new friend, Robin, that started in July. It was about mid-July, I think. And she just texted me and said she's completed 90 pages. And that's in just over a month. So you can get lots of ideas and lots of inspiration in the Facebook customer group and also be able to participate in all of those perks. All you need to do is order with my Creative Memories link, and then I will send you an invite into that group. So that link is in the description box here, or if you're on Facebook, you just click the Shop Now button and it will take you right over to my Creative Memories website. So very easy to do. So I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about what's going on this fall and things that are starting to happen. And then we will do the flip through and talk through those pages. So let me switch to my overhead camera where I can talk to you about this. So let's take a look. This is the 8x8 paper album. And every fall, I teach a class called the 30 Days of Gratitude. And I don't know what it's like for you in your neck of the woods, but in the early mornings here, when my husband and I walk, it is starting to feel like fall. Things have cooled off, and you can feel that fall is coming. You may think it's too early to talk about it, but it is coming and we want to be ready for it. So some of the newest product that was just released is fall product. And one that I'm really excited about is this cute punch. It makes a little rustic truck, and look at that darling border. I just think that is so cute. You can fill it with pumpkins or with Christmas trees or with apples. So, so cute. So this is the rustic truck border punch, and we will definitely be using that. Another one that I thought was really fun is like a pumpkin gourd punch. And when I saw that little aqua plaid pumpkin, I just knew I needed that. So that's going to be a fun one. And that is very popular. It's on the hot list right now, which means it can sell out. So lots of fun things that are coming this fall. But I wanted to show you what I'm doing here with this little 8x8 paper album. I don't know if you've seen these, but this is the front cover. And then the inside cover is already printed with these designs. So you take this off, that's just a cover sheet, and look how darling that is. I just think it's so cute with this little scalloped edge. It's like just enough of the pattern, but not too much, right? You can fill this whole thing with pictures if you want to and send it to someone. These are the things you love about fall. You can use it for Thanksgiving. There's so many things that you can do with this. I just think it's super cute. So this also comes in this little kit, and it's 4 layered stickers that are in here. There's a little pumpkin, a little truck, apples, and some word art. And they're already layered on foam squares, so they have some dimension. And you just pop them up. And then there's some adhesive. These are called tape chips, and you just peel them off. They're like double stick tape. And you could adhere paper or photos into your book. So when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is super cute. I have in the past done my 30 days of gratitude in an album. And I love that too, but I couldn't pass this up. I thought I want to do a little kit with this and then do our 30 days of gratitude inside, where you write a little bit for each day saying something that you're grateful for. So let me show you where we're going with that. I have been working on this and created these little die cuts as part of a little exclusive kit that I'll be giving to you when you purchase this little kit. And it has 30 days of gratitude, and all you need to do is adhere that with your tape runner. And then I punched out this darling little scallop circle and put my truck and the little pumpkin on it. I think it's so cute, you guys. What do you think? Do you like it? Let me see here. Tell me in the chat, what do you think of this? I think it's super cute, and it just makes it fun to look at. And what I have found is if you have something pretty you want to write, I don't know, it's kind of a funny thing, but you're kind of drawn to it and you want to do it. So I put these 2 stickers here in the front, and then there'll be another one here. And I'll just adhere the apples in the back. And then this right here. Isn't that cute? I think it's super cute. So that's where we're going with this. And then on the inside, what I have done is I've taken a sheet of ruled paper, and this is totally optional. You can do this however you want to. But I've taken a sheet of ruled paper, and what I'm planning on is putting these down. And then I took my tag maker. This is a 3-in-1 beveled tag punch. And what you do with this is you just take a 2.5-inch strip of paper, put it inside, punch, and you get this really cute little tagged edge. And then you take it on your trimmer and you can trim it wherever you want. But I picked some little fall papers that I had here, and they can all be different, which makes it more interesting, I think. And then this is my plan. I'm going to put these kind of as a header on the top and kind of mix up the colors like this. I'll probably put either 3 or 4 on a page. You can kind of change it up however you want to, but it gives you a little space to write. All right, let's say it's going like that, and then put some more on this side. And then I have also created some little embossed numbers for you. So you would start with 1, 2, 3, and you can layer that on the side really however you want. Or you could do it up here if there's more color and you want to do it on the top. So these little tags, there'll be 1 through 30 of these little tags, so you can see where you are when you're writing. And we will prep this together and, show some different ideas for how you can do that. But I have loved doing this, and I think you will too. It's just such a fun little class. So take a look at this and tell me what you're thinking. Hi, Victoria. What do you think? Have you ever done anything like this? Have you ever used a paper album? I'm so curious. Honestly, this is the first time I've used a paper album. I've seen them before, but I have not used one. But I could not resist this little edge. I just think it's so super cute. So you haven't used one either. Okay, I know, but how can you not, right? I just think it's darling. So you can do whatever you want with it. If you wanted to take it to Thanksgiving dinner, take a few pictures, have people write what they're grateful for, you have a little memento at the end of all of that. You have one from a secret box. Okay. All right. So I have a customer that wants to do this with a grandchild. I think that's a really great exercise too. If you have a child or grandchild that you want to teach about gratitude, that would be great. So all different kinds of ways that you can use this little booklet. This is the way I'm using it. But let me know if that interests you. I have a limited number of these that I've created and set aside, but you can do it in your album. You can do it however you want to. But I just think it's a beautiful exercise to get our hearts ready for the holidays. So just bear that in mind. That is coming up. Even though it's August, it's going to be September next week. And we need to get ready because by October, all the Christmas product is coming out. So a grandchild's birthday. Oh, that's a good one too. That's a really good one. So there's lots of ways that you can use this. If you like to do things digitally, you can digitally put your pictures on and then have them print it and send it back to you. So that's a whole nother thing, but there's lots of flexibility with these little 8x8 albums. And I just think that they're really, really cute. So I hope that you join me, Victoria. And if you want more information, look on my YouTube channel for the 30 Days of Gratitude. There's a little short video about that on there. And I'm probably going to redo another video, but it will give you an idea of kind of where we're headed and what the class is about. The class is totally free, but you can purchase a kit or you can use your own products and kind of move along with us, however you want to do that. But I have almost finished this book for my grandkids. And so I thought, ooh, this would be a good day. I had somebody that asked me about doing a flip through, showing different pages. And so I thought, well, this is a good time to do that. I'm going to turn this one light off because there's kind of glare on here. I don't know how else to do that so that you can see, but they do have page protectors on. let's see, kind of put it about like that. Okay, in this one, I had a big story to tell. This was 2021. We still had, masks and things when we were going out, but I spent some time with my grandkids that are out of state. Most of my grandkids do not live in the same state as I do. And so some of them I see once a year, that's it. And so I like to take pictures and tell the story of what we did together so that they know I really valued the time. And it's really sweet. Whenever they come to our house, they love looking through the books and seeing themselves in the books. So this particular one, I used a title in the middle, and everything else is square or rectangular. So I did like a half circle and used different colors of alpha letters and different sizes, different fonts and different sizes. And I really like the look of that. A grandchild's birthday. Oh, Victoria, what a good idea. People can leave a message to the little one. Yes, that's super sweet. That's a great idea. I love that. Birthdays, a completely different way to use those little paper albums. So thank you for sharing that. That's a great idea. So here, I just want to show you on this page, I used a little scalloped edge. This is from the Mirrored Scallop Border Maker cartridge. And I tucked it in a little tighter on the top and a little looser so you see more of the loop on the bottom. But it is the same cartridge, the Mirrored Scallop. It is one of my favorites. I'm all about scallop. That's why when I saw this and it had that little scallop, I don't know, I love it. Anything scallop, I'm all for. So another thing that I did on this page, just to make note of, is I cut several pictures and put them on a block of color. And that visually makes them appear larger. So I did get 10 pictures on these 2 pages, and they tell the story about how my little granddaughter wanted to go to the American Girl store, and she'd been saving her money to pick out a doll. It was super sweet. This one is Easter time, just a wide block of color here on the left, a skinnier block. I love these tone on tones because they don't distract. They add color, but they don't distract. I need to find 2 little pictures to put in this space here. But other than that, I am done on this side. Let me show you the little border here with a little scalloped edge, right? And then I grouped some embellishments together rather than having them all over. So I like to do that because then you see the pictures and you can kind of see the little bit of cuteness and color off to the side, but they're not fighting with each other. You love scallops too. I know, they're so cute. If there is anything scallop, I'm always taking a hard look at it, right? I love that edge. I just think it's so fun. Okay, here's a boy's 2-page spread. I didn't want to make this feminine, so a lot of times I will use a solid color cardstock. I use that light blue to kind of bring your eye over, and then the jean collections. I love the jean collections because they work for boys or girls. They work for teenagers or kids, right? They totally work. So I used a little strip here, top and bottom, and then reversed here at the bottom of this. So here you get the red on the top, here you get the red on the bottom. And they're different widths. See, there's skinny on top, and then there's thicker on the bottom. So it's a very easy design idea. And then the center where the pictures are have cardstock behind them. And I do that on purpose so that the pictures pop out. I personally don't want a paper with all different kinds of, baseballs or something on it. I want to be able to see the kids and then use those printed papers as an accent. So that's what I did here. I used this chevron border maker cartridge on the side here and punched that out and then put a little jean paper behind it so that you could see that. And this is my title. And these are really the only stickers, right? I just didn't want to make it girly. Victoria, I'm using scallop right now. I know, but it wouldn't work for this guy, right? I'm trying to keep everything clean for him. And then on this side, I used just a little tag. I did use my 3-in-1 Bevel Punch. I use this a ton. I really do, probably more than any other punch that I own. I use it all the time in scrapbooking, but I also use it, for tags for gifts. But I probably use that and the circle and square more than anything. But I made this little tab here because there's a little peekaboo pocket. And then I did the same thing down here where I punched with the border maker cartridge on the mat itself and then put a little piece of the jean behind it. So I think it's really cute, but it's still masculine, right? And then this little tab that I cut here kind of tells you, oh, there's something underneath. Take a look. And this I really love. This is this little guy's dad. When he was a boy, he played baseball. And so he loves seeing pictures of his dad. And he loved that he played baseball. So it was just really fun to connect the two, this little guy and his dad. He absolutely loved that. The best part of everything to him was the slushie. He likes that. Remember the snacks? That's what all the boys go for. And then over here, I used that picket fence border maker cartridge just as a layer underneath right here, just for some interest. I need a little bit of space so that everything isn't totally covered, right? But I just, I thought that looked really cute with the denim. Okay, this one, let me move this over just a tad. Start kind of on the left side. Here, I like just doing a little bit on top. You could do just one, or you could do 3, but I think clusters look great in odds. This is Mary, by the way. I like how you use the picket fence die. I have trouble using it. Okay. Well, there's a lot of ways to use this. Let me back it up a little. Another fun thing to do with this picket fence is if you take a skinny contrasting piece of paper, you can kind of weave in and out. That's a fun thing to do. But to me, that would be a little more feminine. So for this, I didn't do it. But I hope that gives you an idea of what you can do. There's a lot of cute things to do with this one. So maybe we'll jump into that in the future. So that's good for me to know. If you are thinking, I'm not quite sure how to use this tool, please tell me, because we can talk about it. Thank you for saying that, Mary. Okay, this is a peekaboo pocket where you can add more pictures underneath. And then this little tab kind of tells you again that, oh, there's something underneath there. I did the half circle again, And then this is a Border Maker cartridge. This is a camera. And then I don't know if you can tell from here, I just kind of overlapped it here and here so that it would go on the curve. Because normally you just get a straight strip, right? But I decided I wanted to have it go on the curve. And then again, I use different fonts, some smaller, some bigger. I really like that. Some block and some script. So it just makes your title interesting, right? You kind of gravitate to that. Let me move this up a little. I put these right next to each other. And this is the Bear Paw Border Maker cartridge. And I actually punched inside of the picture. And this cream color is in the background so that you can see that. But you can do that as well. Just do a little punch in the corner. And these are right up next to each other. And then I used the wood paper and punched a circle. Everything else here is square. And so that's why I used this circle and this circle, because it just softens your page. I use these basic shape punches all the time. It's a nice little home for these embellishments. There's the leaves and the little epoxy dot here, and then a little piece of word art. Okay. Let's see what you guys are all saying. I should have said Border Maker cartridge, but I never used the picket fence. Okay, now you know, Mary. I've never used the circle cutter yet or the envelope maker. Okay, I'm going to show you an example with one of those, and I'll make note of that, and we can take a look at it. This one's a circle punch, not the same as the circle maker, but definitely fast. So I do use that in my embellishments. You have the circle custom cutting system, but I've never used the other. I get you. Okay, the other circle maker. All right, we'll do something with that so you can become more familiar with it. But it's nice to have the option. You know, you can make fairly large circles with the cutting system, but you can go even larger with the circle cutter. So that's a good idea for a future video. Thanks, you guys. We'll do that. Here's more of the story, and here a little tag. So you can see I kind of brought this paper. Whoops. This paper is the same here and the same here. So it kind of just has your eye flow across the page, right? Okay. All right. This is one of my favorites. I love this page. When I saw this, our summer vacation, I just thought that was the cutest mat card. I love it. So I did the same kind of thing. I used jean as a big block of color behind here, and then some lighter jean right here for contrast, and a little tag and like a little pocket there. But one of my favorite papers is this one. It's one of the best papers they've ever put out, I think. It was wood for the background, but it had these bright colors, pink and aqua and yellow and green. I loved it. And it's such a simple little layering strip. I used the circle Border Maker cartridge and just punched one little layer. But I love the graduating color. I just think it's so pretty. So these colors were very fun to use. And this paper was awesome. If you ever look in your any of your collections and you find a gradient type of paper or a paper that moves through colors like this, you want to use that. It makes the most gorgeous layering strips. I just think they're Super, super fun. Okay, I can see you're talking over here. Let's see. The other circle maker, yeah. Okay, we'll go through it together. Yes, I love that border. I mean, it's just so simple. It's just one little strip, and I trimmed it, but I love it. It's just one of my favorites. And I think that card was super cute too. And then on this side, I used lots of peekaboo pockets. Let's see. Can we see down here? Pull that out. Lots of peekaboo pockets. We had lots of kids going on horses for the first time or second time. They were thrilled. And so we were together, which meant kind of a lot of repetitive pictures. So I put some up here, and then I did like an expandable peekaboo pocket attached to peekaboo pocket right here, so that I can put more pictures. So everybody got their picture on the horse, but it wasn't all over here, the same picture all over. Does that make sense? It's a little more interesting if you can see different people doing different things, right? And then again, I did use that punch that I love, the 3-in-1 bevel punch, and cut this little tab. I use that a ton. So then I took a little sticker that says "Life is Awesome" from the Totally Tonal strips. They have a bunch of these just little sentiments. I love them. They're so fun to layer in places. So here's one that says "Together," and this one, "Life is Awesome." And you can lay them on the tops of your pictures any which way. Here is that same beveled edge punch, and I made it like a little pocket here so that you could stick something inside. That's a fun place for tickets or anything like that, but I just thought it was so cute. So I did that. And then this one shows you there's something underneath here too. There's the journaling that I put underneath. So this 3-in-1 bevel punch, if you're not familiar with it, it's on sale right now. And I think it's about $10 off, which is an awesome deal. It will make a banner that's 1 inches, 2 inches, or 2.5 inches. And so that's why it's beveled right here. If you have a 1-inch piece of paper, it just lays right here so that you get it centered and you can get this little notch in the right place. And then a 2-inch and a 2.5. So that's why there's beveling here. That might be hard to see on the camera, but that's why they do that. And honestly, I have used this so much. You'll see lots of places in this album. Okay, I need to fill in there. And then this was another trip. You go to this side. And here I used a series of pictures, like little squares. You can punch with the square punch, and that makes it super fast and easy. Or you can cut with your trimmer so that you have, this one has 2 of those smaller 1 3/4 inch ones. And then I had a taller one that I thought was really cute of my husband with my grandson. And it didn't quite fill the space, so I just put a little tag coming down there. But it's just a cute little cluster off to the side. Yeah, you love that punch too, right, Victoria? Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. This is another scallop. This is the mirrored scalloped edge again. I love that. And this is a scallop around that sticker, of course. And then here again, this is like a little mini tab. And I can put my journaling under here and more pictures flip out. So this is a peekaboo pocket attached to a peekaboo pocket. So it kind of flips out. Have you guys ever tried that? Adding more than one peekaboo pocket? I'm curious. I think that's a really fun idea too. and it helps you stick to a 2-page spread. If you have just a few extra pictures, then you could put in a couple peekaboos and you're all set. You can stay within that, 2-page spread there. Here's some journaling. I added some stickers here. Again, I brought that design over to this side, layered right here. Here, I used the tag and then cut a picture to put on top of it. That was fun. And then up here at the top, I have a sticker, and then I put something below right here. So it kind of lands right on there with my peekaboo. So it's kind of fun, right, to make your little tab decorative as well. So you can see very simple, clean pictures. You do see the pictures first, and that's my goal. You've never used a peekaboo? Oh, wow. Okay. You need to go watch my Peekaboo Pocket Basics. I'm telling you, the first time you do it, you're kind of wondering, is this right? So the video will help you. But, I love Peekaboo Pockets, and they're so fun and interactive. And if you ever have done a page and then you think, oh, I found this picture, it would go right here. And you think, how can I make that work? Everything's already spaced. You can stick it in a Peekaboo Pocket and lay it right on top. Okay, so instead of just having one picture here, you get one on the flip side, and one right here. So instead of just the space for one picture, you can get 3, either journal boxes or photos in that space. Does that make sense? Oh, wow. Okay. You need to do some peekaboos, hun. That's going to make a big difference for you. You will love them. And it's really fun for the kids. They love looking back on what's underneath. Okay, there's our peekaboos. You can see I have peekaboos on nearly every page. Let me pull that up so you can see. Okay, this was another summer. This is from Sun Rays for Days. And this was a cute laser border that was all one piece. It's so nice when they do that. And you can just, plop it down. So I love stripes. That's another thing that I love. And that little stripe paper, if they had a pack of 12, I would buy it. I love that paper. So it's just fun, little thin stripe. This one, again, I put that right there. It's a sticker. But there's another peekaboo right here. And then I did a little journaling here. And again, it's a block of color and then a few layers on top of it. So this is another peekaboo. These little tabs, they make a set of them. They're primary colored patterns, and they're really cute too. You could even write in the white space if you want to. And recently, they've come out with a tab punch where you can punch your own with any paper that you have. So this was before they had the tab punch, and I used this. And then I put little stickers here, sunny days and blue skies. Put a little sticker back here. So you can see this is a 4x6 Peekaboo Pocket, Victoria, and they come in different sizes. They have 3x4s, 4x4s, 4x6, 5x7, 6x12. So lots of different sizes, but this is a 4x6. And you can see I trimmed this picture and just put it on the back of the paper. And then I could write right here and add some embellishing. It still works, even if you don't have 2 4x6 pictures. So I wanted to see, yeah, it is a lot of peekaboo pockets. It is, but that's how I can stick to a 2-page spread, right? So here again, it's a smaller picture, but you can journal or put a little sticker there. This one, I wanted to write about the story. I took pictures of the games we played. On this side, another fun thing you can do is put your sticker letters right on top of a picture. This little gal is really very, very clean, and we want to reward that. And so she loves that I took a picture of her clean room and then I put clean on it. And every time she looks at this, she says, I am clean. I say, I know you are. So if you want to really celebrate something about a child, I think that's a fun way to do it. Just a one word right there. Here, we've already looked at that. This, I put this sticker right on top. She's laying in bed, and then there's kind of her headboard here. It doesn't really matter. What I want to see is this. So rather than trimming it off, I put a sticker on top and then wrote about it. And then there she is again, sucking her thumb. So just a nice summer border here. This is a laser border as well from that same Sun Rays for Days pack. That's a nice summer one. Okay, here we go. Again, look at this. The 3 little tabs, again, with that beveled edge, just 3 little patterns and then some solid behind it. It's just a fun little border. It's super fast, so you can see it's on both pages. I did one at the top and one at the bottom. But that makes a really fast border. This was a mat from the mat pack, and I just cut it down so it would fit that space to make a title. Did some journaling and embellishing here. Again, a scallop behind this. And this one, I want to show you this peekaboo pocket kind of overlays. It's okay. You can do that. You can bring them out, okay? And you can lay them on top. So I just wanted to show that. I took the other side, a little piece of the same photo mat, and then did my journaling on it. So that was a fun one. Okay, here I took, this was, I'm trying to remember, maybe two Halloweens ago. Yeah, I think that's right. It's when we first moved and we got to go trick-or-treating with our grandsons. We were so excited. And I thought this was a really cute collection. So again, I kept the solid cardstock in the middle and I put a wider border. I think this is really cute paper, but it's wider. And I didn't want it to compete with my pictures. Here I did a larger 5x7. I think that's a fun thing to do as well, is just enlarge a picture. I was in love with these red berries, and this is the tree right in front of our house, and I thought it was so fun. And then you can see another little strip. These are the strips you get from the Totally Tonal stickers. And then I punched with the Bat Border Maker cartridge, and that was what punches out. That was the little inside part. So I kind of used those because there were bats on their door and kind of put them all around here. Little bit of journaling. And then on this side, I punched just once with that Border Maker cartridge in this little square of orange and then made a little cluster here. This is just one of the sunshine arches. What would you call that? Just one punch of the Sunshine Arches Border Maker cartridge. But I like it for tucking. I think it's just really cute in a cluster. So I did that with vellum, and I did this tag with vellum. And then I took a little bit of the bats and kind of put it here as well. I think this is Bats and Stars. I think that's what this one's called. So I used the part that I punched out as well in the design. And then I took this little gingham strip and kind of used it like washi tape and put it on the top. And then I cut a circle with my circle punch, and then did it again with another pattern that kind of brings all of these together, and used a little card to do my journaling. So I hope I hope it's not too dark. It's too glary if I turn on the other light. So I want you to be able to see what I'm talking about. Here is another time I used a laser border along the top, and I didn't put it exactly in the center. I made it like 2/3 and 1/3, but it draws your eye over. So you don't necessarily have to have two of the same. Sometimes you use them in different places, and some of the kits only come with one design. So I wanted to use it. I think the stripe is really cute, but I only had one. So that's how I used it there. This one had a frame. Let's see down here. This I did a little cluster around the journaling. On this side, another peekaboo pocket. We're showing how the grass was growing at Easter time. And then another cluster up here at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I try to keep my clusters in odd numbers. And this is just a block of color. And this, the yellow, is like a tone on tone for that. So this is from the National Scrapbook Day collection some time ago. Again, I took a band of yellow, wide band of green, little bit of the darker green. Okay, and that's kind of my base. Lay down the pictures real fast. And over here, I used a little bit of the border. They had a laser border here and some of their stickers. And then in this corner, I kind of brought over the same colors again and patterns over here. And then I had room here for some journaling. So you can see that these pages are pretty clean and simple. Same with this. Again, scalloped edge sticker, little bit of a tag, a block of the stripe paper. And then over here, I did use my punch, and that made the larger one. And then I punched in these patterns and cut them, kind of just to make an interesting little cluster in the corner at the top. Oops. And then here at the bottom, you can see too. So just kept that pretty simple. This one was kind of elegant pictures, you know, with the white. And so I didn't want to do too much to it. But one thing I did do is I used the envelope and bow maker, and I made a bow out of vellum. And I just thought, oh, that'll be so cute right here for her journaling. And I really like how that turned out. These were from National Scrapbook Day as well. And the little cluster on the side. But you can see over here, I kind of free cut my hearts and then cut right here a little scalloped edge. She turned 8. That's what that's for. And a little scalloped edge there and a little scalloped edge there. So just kind of a little grouping over here on the left. And then this, I took shots of each family group and just put a skinny little stripe in here and kind of elongated the pictures. Otherwise, they would be like this, right? So instead of a 4x4, I kind of built it out there. And then this one, same kind of thing. Cluster down here at the bottom, circle at the top, because everything here is square, right? So you can see how Thank you, Mary. You like my clusters. That's something we've really been working on. And we started with my Scrap Your Heart Out class, like just practicing how to put a cluster together. And the more you do them, the more confident you feel in what you're doing. But for example, over here, I made a fat tag, but this is not in the middle, right? This is off to the side. Can we see there? There's a little bit of glare. Off to the side. It would be cute if there was like a little heart too. You know, after a while, your eye just starts to see it, but you just have to practice them. This was another laser border in that set. Here's another. Here I use the square maker and then just cut them in half. So I put them on the aqua color and then kind of piece them. Did my little cluster here and the year, and then did those again. So it doesn't have to be the same thing all the way down, right? It's fine. In fact, it's more interesting, I think, to start and, you know, switch it up a little bit. Okay, Victoria, I can't do clusters. Okay, well, we'll practice, okay? And then you'll like it. We'll practice because it is something that you kind of have to do to feel comfortable with it. And if you see something that you like, take a picture of it. Take a little snapshot so that you can kind of study it later and kind of recreate one that you like. That's really what I did. Over here, this was a big circle. I cut it in half and just kind of tucked it over here. And then I put something long and something with a shape over here and kind of tuck it under. Okay. This is this guy's birthday. This border has the journaling right here. I had a lot of pictures. So I used the cake punch down here, the birthday cake punch, and then the balloons. That's a punch as well. And then I just put those up on foam squares. So there's a little dimension there. And then it's a big block of blue paper, right? And then this is a little tag I made with the circle punch. And you just put one circle here and then tape with one circle on the back. And it gives it a little bit more stability when you're opening and closing. Okay. Here I just used a laser. Best Day. That's my title. And then here, okay, here's a very easy cluster. A chunky tag, a heart, and something, a sentiment that goes across. Okay, maybe snap a picture of that. You can duplicate that. You can freehand cut that. If you have a heart punch or if you fold paper in half, you know how we did in grade school and cut a half, open it up, you'll have a heart and then a little sentiment. Okay, that's a very easy cluster to start with, but practice on your next page. That would be really fun to see. Okay, this was such a fun day. Took two of my grandsons and we went on this farm, and there was an on the farm collection. And so I made these little envelopes just by folding and stuck some of these cute little farm stickers on here. I love this border. I think it turned out super cute. And I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if you can tell. But that little sunflower paper has a grid behind it. That's another thing I love. I love stripes and plaids and grids. And I'm just crazy about that paper. I think it's so cute. So if you have a light colored paper and you put a dark color next to it, it helps lift it off. So that's what I did here. Again, look at that. That's that same punch for a little tab, peekaboo pocket. Here I did actually something different. Used a different shape, peekaboo pocket. Put my journaling under there. This side, this was a sticker from the On the Farm. This is actually a firecracker punch is what they called it, but it kind of just looks like a wow or shabam, you know, kind of a thing behind it. I just wanted to lift this up because this is green and this is green. I needed something to separate it. So a circle, a half circle could have done it, but I just thought that was fun. So this was the first time the boys rode a horse. And I used, this is the tag maker as well with the 1 inch. So I did a little thingy right here, and then I built it out because it is so skinny for this space, right? I built it out using the square punch as a frame, and then another layer of vellum underneath it. And then these stickers and tags just got added in. But I did this. This is in one of the design tutorial videos. If you want to see how to use the square punch to make a frame and then build it out, I did it with several different collections, so you can kind of get a feel for that. But this was the space that I had because I used several peekaboo pockets. But I think that one turned out cute too. You like the small floral printed paper. Yeah, really cute. Really cute. I love things like that. I love things that are tiny. You know, just little petite flowers, I think are super cute. Okay, look at this. I repeated it, right? There we are again, just different patterns. This is from the Sun Rays for Days. And then put it back on the other side as well. Back down here. So one at the top, one at the bottom. And it's not like you can't repeat, I guess. Different colors and different patterns look different. But it doesn't take up much room. If you were to do this on the side, you can lay out pictures still and kind of overlap what you're doing. Does that make sense? But it gives you just the cuteness of those coordinating patterns together. So here I punched with the tab punch because by now we had it. And this is something fun that I tried. I don't know if you can see here. See if I can get the glare off. See how it's 3 pictures on one 4x6. I did this in Canva, which is a free online design tool. And so instead, I wanted all of these pictures, but I didn't want to take up the space for 3 more 4x6s. So I put it on one 4x6 and printed it. And I don't know if you can tell, but it says Sweet Summertime here in the sky. It's very light. But that's kind of my title. And then I got 3 pictures in there, and I did the same thing on the back. I wanted that little squirrel and then pictures of our hike, but they're the main deal, right? And we went for ice cream after. It was very hot, so I used this mat. So really, I got 3 pictures. I got 6 pictures plus a mat in this space. That's the benefit of peekaboo pockets, okay? They're huge. They really are. Here, I cut pictures with my circle punch just because everything's square, right? And so it really softens it, and we see just their faces. And back here, you have lots of kids. You want to get a picture of everybody. And this one, I think this turned out really cute. I used the circle punch and I cut 3 circles, 1 out of the sunshine, 1 out of this, and 1 out of the blue, and then just cut them and kind of layered it. And this is a little piece of a laser border that I put up on foam squares and just stuck there. So it's a really cute little embellishment that I made myself that would work with it. And then here, again, more pictures because we had lots of kids eating blue ice cream and we wanted to get everybody in there. Okay, here's another birthday. Again, I don't want it to be too feminine for a guy. So I did use the firecracker punch a couple of times. I did a light blue one and a yellow one and then kind of offset them. And this was a birthday border punch. And I just punched with orange. It's kind of a tone on tone. There's a little print in it, but it doesn't distract too much from the picture. Little tab here, little tab here. I made the block bigger by putting it on the jean paper so I could add a little tag, but it makes it fill the space a little bit better. Here's a little one that says birthday boy, and there's a little star. Again, here's one 4x6 that I did in Canva. So I have the one long and then the littles right here. So instead of one 4x6, I got 4 pictures out of this one 4x6. So if Canva intrigues you, I do have a class teaching you how to do this, and it's called Scrap Smart with Canva. And you can go to my website, makesweetmemories.com, and then click on classes and sign up for it there. Everything is there. There is a video for each lesson. There's a handout you can print for each lesson. And then there are some embellishments in a special kit that go with that. So that is on my website, makesweetmemories.com. I did it again over here, right? Because I just want their faces. So you can cut small. Let me see. Can you see that? Right there. 2 little squares and then this guy. And then I did a little decorating over here with tags and color. But really, this is the only print off to the side. This is really the only print. Everything else is solid or jean. But it totally works. Okay, here's the same kind of thing where I repeated a border. Oops, let me show you on this side. This was a laser border. This is just a strip of paper. This is a little tag that came with this collection and some little embellishments. So that's another one you could take a picture of. Just see how there's a little circle and then a smaller sticker inside, and then just a little tag, 2 tags that are different lengths. That's a really cute, easy cluster. And then if you have leaves or sprigs, you can stick them off to the side. But I think that tag is very duplicatable. That's an easy one. This I just cut from a mat to give us the words to fit that space. Over here, I repeated like a mini pattern with that same little edge. I think this is really cute. It's scalloped, right? So you know I like it. And these little tags are just cut from paper, 3 little tags with 3 different prints, and then pushed in so that they're different lengths. Does that make sense? And then just to finish it off, we put this sunflower sticker on top of it. But this border over here, I only had one, but I cut it behind here because you won't even see it. And I used it over here. So it kind of just pulls both of those pages together. Okay, so that's my grandkids album, and we stopped at last fall. And I've started with my second one. The one mistake I did make, I love that shade of blue. It's a beautiful cover set. It's kind of an aqua cover set, and I never got it engraved. I should have. It was a special one, And then I went back to do it, and they don't have that color anymore. So that's something to bear in mind with your albums. If you want to get them engraved on the spine, then don't wait too long like I did. I didn't think about it. I spaced. And I bought 3 albums because I knew I wanted a set for the grandkids, but now you'll see 3 blue albums. You won't know which is which, right? What is volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. So just something to think about if you're thinking, should I do it or not? It's only $10 to engrave the spines. And I think personally it's really helpful, especially if you have multiples on your shelf. Hey, Kate. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Cut your border strips. Yeah. Or your laser borders. Because you can kind of bring it together right in your design to kind of balance your page and kind of help your eye go across. I think that looks really good. And oh, wow, I'm kind of blipping out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it looks like sometimes I'm here and sometimes I'm not. Sorry about that. But this Kate Hamilton that just joined us is the one I was talking about earlier that has completed 184 pages, maybe more, since I last talked to her so far this year. But Kate is doing an awesome, awesome job. And just want to give you a woohoo because that's a big deal. That's a lot of pages. You've been very focused, and I'm proud of you, Kate. Good job. Way to go, Kate. Yes. And when you're in the customer group, you can see some of those pages. She will post pages frequently, and it's just really fun to see what other people are working on. So it's too early for Halloween. I know, but this was last year, right? Actually, this was 2 years ago because we moved 2 years ago in October, and we came just in time for Halloween, which was a big thrill for us. We were so excited to go trick-or-treating with the boys. So lots of fun memories happening. If you guys like this type of format, please continue to comment. Tell me what you like. I will write down the circle cutter tool. What was the other one? Peekaboo pockets and clusters. Okay, I'm going to write those down so that I can remember. There is a Peekaboo Pockets basic circle, cutter, and clusters. Tell them, Kate, you've been working on clusters. It gets easier, right? You just kind of have to jump in there and find something that you like. You can Google embellishment clusters and then look at them. I don't like a ton of embellishments. Like, I don't like there to be more embellishments than there are pictures on your page. That's not my style. Some people love that, but I'm simpler than that. And I want to keep the focus on the picture, not on the stuff, right? But the stuff is fun, to do a little cluster with. Another time that we really focus on clustering too is in the Scrap Your Heart Out class. And we do that every February, starting on the 1st. We will scrapbook a 2-page spread every day, Monday through Friday, through the month of February. And then by the end, if you stay with us, by the end, you'll have 40 pages done. And so it's just an hour, and we go through a different layout and put our pictures down. That's how I get all my fall pages and Christmas pages done. I do them in February. So I take January to edit and print my pictures and get things ready. And then February 1st, we start. So I would love to have you guys come if that's something that interests you. It's called Scrap Your Heart Out, and I will have one for 2025. And I'll start advertising that probably more like December, November, December. Okay. Oh, Halloween. Oh. Oh, I get it now. Okay. Yeah, I was seeing that on my screen. I wasn't sure if you were all seeing the same thing. I don't know what the glitching is from. But yes, we have done a lot of clustering. Oh, here we go again. I don't know. That might be an internet thing. Envelope maker. Thank you. That was the other thing. I knew I was missing something. Envelope maker. Okay. All right, you guys. Thanks for the ideas. If you think of anything else, come back and comment. And I do read all the comments, so I'll come back and look at it. And I want to do what helps you. So if you have tools that you haven't been using or you're not sure, let's talk about it, because the envelope maker is very cute and it's really easy once you've done it one time. Do you know what I mean? It's looking at all those little numbers that make you feel a little crazy the first time, but I can show you how to do that. That'll be a fun video. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, Kate and Victoria and Mary. Picket fence, border maker ideas. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll do some of those. Keep it coming. I will look, I promise. And that's how I know what you really want to see. So if you are enjoying this content, please like the video, and that makes it a lot easier for people to find. It means YouTube knows that you like the content and they push it out more. So the more interaction we have and the more likes and comments we have, that pushes it out. So thank you so much for doing that. And I will be back next Thursday. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.